And welcome to another fun and exciting reading tutor video. Today we're going to talk about letter formation, also known as handwriting. You'll notice that my screen looks different. I learned how to do a screen recording along with just a regular look at me recording. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do today. I found this really swell online whiteboard. And I put some lines on it to mimic the lines on paper. They're kind of widely spaced. I'm going to be making the letters, or as we're going to call them, phonograms, which, as you may recall from past videos, are written sounds. I'm going to be making them big, easier for you to see. So, first of all, handwriting is important. Children should be taught how to make letters, and they should be taught how to make them correctly. A few reasons. First of all, they need to internalize the letters. Pushing buttons doesn't do it. So like I can come over here, I can switch to text box and make a text box. Let's see how big I can make this. I can make it big. And I can type things. I can type the letters. They're all perfect, but I didn't make any of them. All I did was press buttons. So in order to make them with my hand, it's going to be more difficult, and kids will use different strategies to make the letters. Some of them are good, some of them not so good. The thing is, there is a proper way to make letters. And let's see how we do it. When I tutor, I don't go in strict alphabetical order. I do begin with a, ah. And we call this a, ah because those are the sounds that it makes. Notice I'm also going very slowly because writing online is really tricky. Using a mouse to make decent looking letters on the screen is tricky. So we start with a, ah. And then we go to k, s. And then our next one is d. Now notice that when I made the a, ah, counterclockwise circle and then the line. When I made the k, s, again, counterclockwise circle. When I make the d, counterclockwise circle, ooh, that's sloppy. Now normally if we make a mistake, we cancel our mistakes. We are allowed to make mistakes because everybody makes mistakes. I'm going to erase this one though, because if I'm going to make a mistake, I want it to be a good mistake. That was kind of a crummy mistake. So beginning here, I go up, around, down, oops, still kind of crummy, back up after I touch the bottom baseline, go all the way almost to the top, and then pull the line down. Again, this is tricky on the computer. And I have my D. Notice I made the circle first. When we're making D, also known as the letter D, we always make the circle first. And the way to remember that is that when you say D or when you say D, you make a circle inside your mouth. Your tongue goes down, the roof of your mouth is up. So circle first. I also tell the kids when we say D, there's kind of a circle. It's more of an oval with our mouth, but I want them to get that picture because it's really important that they understand the circle first on D. And then the next phonogram is F. And again, we go up, around, down. When we make our crossbar, though, we always go in the direction that we read and write. And when I teach, there is only one direction. There's no left, there's no right. There's only the direction that we read and write. People, children, adults, we always mess up left and right. Raise your right hand. Oh, nope, your other right. Okay, we all do it. And then our next circle letter. Because all of the beginning letters, we take all the letters that begin with making a circle and we learn them together. That way, we're getting extra practice on making the circles. And even s, z. We kind of start with the circle. Our next phonogram, though, is kind of tricky. It's qua. Notice I left a little bit of a space. Qua is actually our first two-letter phonogram. And the reason for that is we add a U because, as we know, as adults, we learned this. In English, the letter Q, if we use the letter Q in a word, it's always followed by the letter U. One other thing, when we're doing phonogram practice, we underline our two-letter phonogram, so I'm going to do that here. Also, I left a space here because there is also always a space between two-letter phonograms and between two-letter and single-letter phonograms. Our single-letter phonograms, notice, are all comfortably close, as if we're writing a word. And again, I'm going in the order that we teach the phonograms. Our next phonogram that we learn is the phonogram B, or as you know, the letter B. Now, B, or the letter B, is always made line first. We're done learning our circle letters, and now we're into our other letters. B, we make the line first, and then we make a circle going in the direction that we read and write. And that's important for kids to remember. We want to avoid reversals. So D, circle first, like the D we make with our mouth, like this. Circle first like the shape we make with our mouth when we say D. B, notice, B, we make a line with our mouth. To help us remember, when we make a B, it's line first, and then the circle going in the direction that we read and write. Again, we want to avoid reversals. So we teach how to make each letter correctly. If I were to leave it like this and just tell you all this information, you would forget, which is why when I tutor kids, there is practice. We practice making these letters or phonograms so that students remember. A lot of people are familiar with reversing D's and B's, but I've also noticed over the years that if we move, let's go down here and make N, also known as the letter N, and I'm going to leave a space. Well, no, I'm not going to leave a space because single letter phonograms are comfortably close. And the phonogram U, or the letter U, I've also seen kids confuse these two. It's the same shape, but upside down. So again, this is something that needs to be practiced. Most kids won't have a problem with these two. Some kids will. We want to head it off at the pass and avoid it. If I'm teaching older kids who do have this issue, then we practice it. Another reason for learning proper letter formation is teaching cursive. Kids should learn cursive, and there are a few reasons for that. It is good for fine motor skills. It's a good brain exercise. It does help with reading and writing, especially being able to read cursive. We know that a lot of old documents written in times before there were even typewriters are written in cursive, and kids should be able to read them. So all this stuff that isn't being emphasized, all these basic skills, are way more important than you think, than teachers think. And this was all taught before we had an over-reliance on computers. Computers are handy tools. They're great tools. They make our lives easier in some ways, trickier in other ways, but kids should be using these tools. It helps. This tool, it's all brain work. So, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, because chances are you may have questions after watching this. I may have brought up some things you didn't know and would like to know more of. Also, if you would like and subscribe, leave your questions in the chat like I just said. You can contact me. I put my contact information in the description, my email address, and my Reading Tutor Facebook page. Again, thank you for watching. Oops, oh yeah, I forgot I can do this too. Also notice webwhiteboard.com is where I got the whiteboard, and oops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm also going to leave the web address or the information for the YouTube channel where I learned to do a screen recording combined with a live recording. It's the least I can do because he puts this content out for free. And as always, again, as I've said before, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.